There we go. Just keep a full throttle in there, and you can let go of the controls.
Can let go.
Yep. There we go. It's doing it.
Atlanta departure, Sky. 201 Hotel Whiskey, 1.7 for 3,000, right to 9360. What's going on, Charlie T?
1 Hotel Whiskey, good morning, Derek. Yeah, ident. Altimeter's 298.
It's your flash, 1 Hotel Whiskey.
Hotel Whiskey's radar contact a mile northwest of McCullom. Climb and maintain 5,000.
I'll maintain 5,000, Sky, 1 Hotel Whiskey. Gotta be honest, that was one of my toughest takeoffs I've ever had.
Really?
Yeah.
You did fantastic at it, man.
That's pretty tough.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting bumped around pretty good there for
Oh, yeah.
I'm Bud Duane, CFII at Lanier Flight Center. Today, I had the privilege of picking up Derek Vento, an air traffic controller and host of the popular podcast, The Traffic Pattern, to bring him to Lanier Flight Center's headquarters to record an on-location podcast of his latest episode on how flight schools are training the next generation of pilots. I thought it would be interesting to take this Atlanta TRACON air traffic controller and put him inside of an IFR flight from McCullom Airport in Kennesaw, Georgia, back to Gainesville, Georgia, inside of the airspace he controls. This was his first flight ever doing any IFR operations inside the cockpit and hasn't been at the controls of an airplane in over 5 years. Do you think he has what it takes to successfully navigate the busy Atlanta skies? Let's find out.
Clear prop. All right. Go ahead and we're going to turn this to the start position, and as soon as it starts to kick, I want you to push the mixture all the way full forward, okay? And you have to push the button to do that, okay?
Phone tower formation Sierra 1250 Zulu, wind 240 at 12 gusting 18, visibility 10, sky conditions scatter clouds at 5,000, broken ceiling 10,000. Temperature 25, dew point 19er, altimeter is 2988. Expect a visual approach landing runway 27, and advise your contact information is here.
Alright, well you got your throttle there, you got your, go ahead and taxi us out.
Alright, here we go. McCullom ground Sky, 201 Hotel Whiskey, ready to taxi at Hawthorne.
291 Hotel Whiskey McCullom, runway 27, taxi via Alpha.
Runway 27 via Alpha, Sky, 201 Hotel Whiskey, thanks. McCullom Tower, Sky, 291 Hotel Whiskey, hold short, runway 27, ready for departure.
Sky 291 Hotel Whiskey, McCullom Tower, turn right heading 360, runway 27, clear for takeoff.
Right turn heading 360, runway 27, clear for takeoff, Sky 1 Hotel Whiskey.
Oh yeah! Going through my head like a jet plane, going with the lights on, turns out it started with a fight tonight.
McCullom ground, Sky 291 Hotel Whiskey, looking for an IFR clearance with latest information, Sierra to Gainesville.
Number 291 Hotel Whiskey McCullom, clear to Gainesville Airport as filed. Maintain 3,000, expect 5,000, 10 minutes after departure. Departures on 121.0, squawk 5210.
Sounds good, Sky 291 Hotel Whiskey, clear to Gainesville as filed. Maintain 3,000, expect 5,000, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 121.0, squawk 5210.
Number 1 Hotel Whiskey, read back what's correct.
You're good. Try to maintain about 74 on the climb.
Oh, it's tough.
Yeah, and if you need to, we can add some trim.
Yeah, it's like my nose wants to, yeah, there we go, it's fine.
November 1 Hotel Whiskey, contacted Atlanta departure.
Good departure, 1 Hotel Whiskey, thanks. We're getting bumped around pretty good.
Alright, so at this point what we can do is we can kick on this autopilot, make things a little easier on us. How's that sound?
Let's do it, let's try.
Alright.
Here's the right turn.
Alright, turn.
9 Echo Sierra, turn left 360, connect approach 126.97.
It's Charlie.
It's Charlie? Yeah, okay. There we go. Just keep a full throttle in there, and you can let go of the controls.
Can let go.
Yep. There we go. It's doing it.
Atlanta departure, Sky, 201 Hotel Whiskey, 1.7 for 3,000, right to 9360. What's going on, Charlie T?
1 Hotel Whiskey, good morning, Derek. Yeah, ident. Altimeter is 2988.
It's your flash, 1 Hotel Whiskey.
Hotel Whiskey's radar contact a mile northwest of McCullom. Climb and maintain 5,000.
I'll maintain 5,000, Sky 1 Hotel Whiskey. Gotta be honest, that was one of my toughest takeoffs I've ever had.
Really?
Yeah.
You did fantastic at it, man.
That's pretty tough.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting bumped around pretty good there for
Oh, yeah.
Scott 1 Hotel Whiskey, turn right heading 050.
Turn right heading 050, Sky 1 Hotel Whiskey.
Alright, so we'll turn the setting bug to 050. right there. So now I can see it's going to start making this turn for us. They see this diamond right here? So that diamond indicates your wind correction angle. So if the wind's blowing and we're trying to maintain a course, that diamond helps us understand where that course is. So
Okay.
Now here's a good question for you, Derek.
Yeah.
When you're at the TRACON and you give somebody a course heading, are you yourself accounting for the wind, or are you just telling them just kind of fly that heading?
I'm giving them a specific heading, and we evaluate the heading once I see they make that turn. Now, I will say that because we're only doing, for example, where's our ground speed in this case here?
Ground speed is 113.
They're doing about 2 miles a minute right now.
Right.
At that point in time, it's really hard. The radar does a really good job, right? So what we do is we have what we call 1 second updates in what we call a fusion mode.
Yeah.
Obviously, the faster the aircraft's moving, I can see the heading that I give them affects them a little bit faster than I would with you.
Right.
So what happens is there's a thing called like well, we have sort of a leader line essentially. When I give the heading, I can put that leader line up and I can go, oh, that's pretty good.
Okay.
The problem is, for example, in this case, we're given a 50 heading. We're only doing, like you said, 120 knots, and the issue is my 50 heading, maybe to Charlie right now, might look like a 30, or it might look like a 70 right now.
Right.
Whereas a Phenom, he's cut through that wind faster, that goes through that wind faster, so the heading might be a little bit more exact to what I want.
Let's see.
We're going to do an approach to substar when you get the weather first.
One Hotel Whiskey flighting 080 and connect approach 126.907. Just let them know.
080 and 2697. We'll see you next time, Charlie T. One Hotel Whiskey.
Take care, brother.
080.
126.907.
Oh.
There you go, man.
Where's the heading bug at?
Heading bug is right here, so you can just turn us on course.
080. One approach, Sky 291 Hotel Whiskey, heading 080, coming to 5,000.
So 291 Hotel Whiskey, Atlanta altimeter's 2988. Advise of the weather, Gainesville, what approach you'd like?
Wilco 2 Hotel Whiskey.
It's 290 at 9, so we'll do...
Number 9, Charlie Romeo, just off your right, just eastbound now at 4,100.
Make sure that's correct.
I don't think they'll turn, but just keep talking in case they do.
Airport, Gainesville, Georgia.
Number 1341, on the maintain
1350 Zulu. Wind 260 at 16. Peak gust.
Number 9, Echo Sierra, turn right heading 020, just going to maintain 4,000.
020 down 4, Echo Sierra.
Sierra 4 tower 120.9.
Temperature 2.9 Celsius.
5 Papa Tango, you follow the beach deck, 2 o'clock, 3 miles southwestbound at 2,600, airport off your right, 7 miles out.
Density altitude 2,800.
Alright, 2988
5 Papa
already
Tango,
set.
turn right heading 170, join
260.
Or that traffic.
Guess the RNAV 23 up there, huh?
We're looking for the traffic.
I see the RNAV 23 in our future for sure.
Tango cleared visual.
So it's kind of funny, this approach actually starts in Atlanta Center's airspace.
Oh, yeah.
But we work it because the airport's in our airspace. So essentially, we just coordinate and say, hey, can we take a point out, Kim? Can we work this guy, you know? So, yeah.
Alright.
090.
Belgium 280, Papa
Alright, cool.
Atlanta departure.
Go ahead and let them know that we want to do the RNAV 23.
It's kind of funny,
Tango contact,
before I key up,
20.9, start slowing your power.
I was going to say, one of the things I can tell is he's working a sequence into the cabin feed.
Yeah.
So when I hear him putting out a 110 heading and 5,000, sort of 180, I assume she's probably on 21 left right now.
Contact 2 miles southeast of Peachtree.
Check 0 Pop Charlie.
Approach, Scott 1 Hotel Whiskey, request the RNAV 23 approach from Fecta.
1 Hotel Whiskey, roger, RNAV 23, thanks.
But you want Fecta, huh?
Maintain 111,000.
Fecta will bring us over this way and then back in.
Sure.
JTOX would bring us over here. So typically we would see them bringing us in via JTOX.
Oh, really?
Yep. From this direction, yeah.
1 Hotel Whiskey, said you want to start at Fecta?
You know, we'll do it at JTOX.
Okay, 1 Hotel Whiskey, clear direct JTOX.
Direct JTOX 1 Hotel Whiskey, is that BP?
Nobody's right next to me.
Alright, hit procedure for me.
Okay.
The proc button. We're going to select approach, so hit enter. Oh, push that back in again.
Echo Sierra, turn right heading 180,
The enter button right there.
Okay, okay.
Yep. Alright, so we'll roll that down to the RNAV GPS 23 LPV.
Okay.
Alright, go to JTOX, hit that. Alright. Our minimums for today are going to be 1720, so we'll go ahead and roll this over to Barrow.
Oh, wow.
We'll put it into 1720.
Hurts my feelings, Vento.
I'm sorry.
Kill more, bro.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead, we'll activate. You can see JTOX is now there. And we're going to go into GPS mode now. Alright, boom, on our way.
This is legit.
Yeah, man.
This is so cool.
For our career-oriented pilots, we put them in this plane because this is a lot of what you're going to do in your career. So this really teaches them how to handle a system, a glass system, that has a flight director on there that can that does more than just chase the needle back and forth and all that. So that's it gives you so much more capability. And so the G1000 really, from a training perspective, can't be beat.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, this is really interesting. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever done anything with instruments. So as in, of course, you know, using the PFD to fly VFR, but not actually.
Whiskey, contact line approach 132.47.
3247, Scott 1 Hotel Whiskey. This is really cool that we're doing this. So this is the Athens sector frequency.
Yes, it is, yeah. Yeah, because the transmitter's at Athens, right?
Right there.
Yep.
I'm on approach Scout 201 Hotel Whiskey, direct JTOX, RNAV 23.
291 Hotel Whiskey, land approach center, cross JTOX at above 4,000, cleared RNAV runway 23 approach.
Cross JTOX at above 4,000, clear the RNAV runway 23 approach Scout 201 Hotel Whiskey, thanks.
Alright,
Hotel Whiskey, just verify you do have the weather for Gainesville today.
So we do have the weather and it was 1 Hotel Whiskey.
That was probably the easiest clearance I've ever seen coming into Gainesville. That was really, really fast.
Yeah.
We're so far out from our initial approach mix.
That's the thing. That's the thing. I'm a little shocked too. Usually once we get a little bit closer. So I know Gainesville's kind of funny. There's always VFR traffic in the pattern in the area. It's pretty crazy.
And it's mostly us. It's mostly Lanier Flight Center that's there. Yeah.
Not terribly warm out today, so.
Oh no, our density altitude is about 2,900, somewhere around there.
Explain this. Go ahead.
Yeah, then the note or the remarks here says Vento is actually flying that airplane. Is that true?
Well, they got me working the radios up here. I'm not sure if we get better air traffic service because of that, but yeah, my hands are on the controls.
Yeah, I don't know if it's good for Vento to fly. I've seen him control, and that's not very good.
Yeah, so tell me about the Ladybird thing. What's that all about?
Okay, so apparently I have a soft voice on the frequency.
Okay.
I mean, you hear me right now. I talk. I don't scream. I don't.
Right,
yeah. I'm pretty
very
clear,
calm.
concise, clear in my voice. Well, apparently, when I first started training on the satellite sector, which is the sector we're flying in now, I got certified, and I was speaking to a jet card.
Okay.
And he was landing McCullom on the RNAV runway 9. So I said, jet card 742 to Son of Maintain 4,000. All right, the Son of Maintain 4,000, no problem. So jet card 742, cross to Scatterborough 3,000, clear the RNAV runway 9, approach McCullom. Comes back over, he approaches the approach car and back and says, thank you so much, ma'am. And I said, I'm sorry, say again? He goes, yeah, just, cross to Scatterborough 3,000, clear the RNAV runway 9, thank you, ma'am. I said, just to give you a heads up, it's a dude. In the days and weeks to come and months to come, I get called ma'am on the frequency about once a month.
Oh no!
I had a Chancellor do it to me a couple weeks ago. I had a Delta Jet pilot do it to me a couple weeks ago. So they call me Ladybird at the training. Apparently, I sound like
so soft-spoken.
Soft-spoken, yeah. And some people don't say that, which is kind of crazy to me. But apparently, I just have that man voice.
You have a voice for radio, and that's what it comes down to.
Well, it's funny that you say that. We have one of the guys that works at Clint Control. He was on one of the podcasts.
Yeah.
And they say he has a face for radio.
Yeah. Definitely know the type.
Yeah, this is beautiful out today. It's funny. One of the things I've been trying to do more on my Instagram is try to get people to engage with content. And you've seen it, whether it's talking about cloud coverage and types and the kind of IFR weather and what we're experiencing on our end. So even though we're not flying in a jet right now, I think it's pretty important that people can, especially air traffic controllers, can understand what things are, how things are transpiring. So what's going on the other side of the frequency, which is kind of what you mentioned before at the cockpit.
Yeah.
I want to know when I say direct JTOX, how soon are you doing it? I want to know, when I give you a heading, are you doing it within 10 seconds? Are you doing it within 20 seconds? I know, for example, one of the things we try to do on our end is if you're not direct jet ox at the moment,
right.
I like giving an initial heading. So one of the things we do at Hartsfield with the arrivals coming in, let's say for runway 27 left, is there's an RNAV arrival that they did kind of just descend via.
Right.
But I noticed the pilots, they've got an FMS.
Yep.
They've got maybe like 4 fixes in the box that they see right there.
Right.
But the fix I want them to go to might be like 2 pages away.
And it takes a minute to get to.
Correct.
Yeah.
So they're programming in, they're talking, flight attendants prepare for your landing, whatever like that.
Yeah.
So I like to say, turn left heading 180, 18 direct.
Yeah.
Posey.
No, that's
so
fantastic.
they're starting what I want them to do, not fly 5 miles at 250 knots.
Right.
Then by the time I go, hey man, are you guys turning? They're like, yeah, we're turning, dude. And I'm like, so if I can help them out by doing something initially and then plugging it in, it's like, hey, I got what I wanted. They can kind of comply. They know, I get what I want, and then go ahead and program it in later. So.
Yeah, and typically, if you've got an experience, what I do, especially to help the TRACON out, is when I'm doing my instrument instruction, is I will always put in my remarks, I got a student pilot, or I have. We're doing student instruction, right? Sure. Telling them that, hey, just be patient with us. Guy's still learning how to talk on the radios with you guys.
Right.
He may not be the fastest as trying to comply with what you guys are asking to do.
Right.
And I think that helps out a lot. But both sides of the house understand that we've got a student on board that's trying to figure things out as he's going along. So.
Sure.
So that's helpful. So, if I have a student on board, I expect it, sometimes it can take 10, 20 seconds for us to actually get him or her in position to be able to make the adjustment that's being required of him or her and going through that process. Versus me, when I'm flying, it's no problem. We can jump right on it and stay on course and do exactly what we got to do.
Right. And that's where, I know controllers have certain stigmas about them and whatnot, but I think for the most part, I kind of talked about this recently, is I think controllers either like a pilot that is really good at flying the aircraft but terrible on the radios.
Yeah.
Compared to a guy that's really good on the radios and the flying might be rough, but I think the controller wants that sense of compliance because, we're controllers.
Right.
But I think if you have a pilot, to me, that's behind the airplane or still sort of learning, and then the transmissions are also sort of delayed.
Right.
You can tell that the controller's kind of like, oh man.
I know. It gets a little annoyed. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, especially if they're busy. And usually, what I'll do if I see that a controller's busy and we get into that position to where my student's just taking too long, I'll immediately take over radios and then start keeping the process going.
Right. See, I think we like that though because that's where the sense of awareness on your end comes into play.
Yeah.
You're not just like trying to explain things, but you're like, okay, listen, he's kind of busy right now. Let's just go ahead and talk this through. I'll do the radios because I got a good ear for it, blase.
Right.
And boom, and we can kind of keep moving.
And it is a lot to handle in the airplane when you're trying to listen to what's going on the frequency, navigate, aviate, and going through this whole process.
Sure.
And you're trying to do it while you got foggles on or you're in the clouds. You don't know which way is up.
Right.
And all that. So it's a little overwhelming, especially for students in the beginning.
Yeah.
But as their experience progresses, as they do it more and more, it becomes easier and easier. So that's why I always give them the opportunity to talk on the radios, but I never really fully require it, especially early on in their training. There we go. Into those clouds.
This is so cool.
So at this point, you're going to always want to transition your eyes down to the instruments, right? And the nice thing about this airplane versus the analog gauges is you get 3D perspective, and so you're able to see what it would be like if you weren't in the clouds. So it gives you that perspective, gives you that 3D perspective. So you can see the hilltops, you can see terrain, you can see all of that stuff right there.
Wow.
Yeah, today you actually get to log some actual today.
Wow.
It's fantastic.
Hey, my medical's up today too.
All right, even better.
Gotta be honest, for going through those clouds, that was pretty smooth.
Yeah, there's not much to it.
It's pretty smooth.
As long as they're not big puffy cumulonimbus clouds, they're usually pretty easy to get through. It's the big puffy ones that always are a little bumpy going through.
It's nice having perspective on seeing that this is what I'm usually telling people to do.
Yeah.
So, I would encourage the guys I work with to definitely get up every now and then. So, of course, I wish maybe some more flight schools or some of the guys I know would want to link up with you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
I definitely want to go up, for a little bit.
And even if it's more of like a discovery flight for these guys,
Sure.
The guys that have been looking at these scopes for years and years and years and just never really got an opportunity to get up in the plane, highly encourage that. And just to get up and be able to experience it and to do exactly this. Like, for me, I would think a controller would be bored trying to go doing a VFR flight. Because it's just, you're not in the same kind of realm that you're in and out, so it's hard to relate to.
Correct.
But you know, if we throw them into an IFR flight like today, well, then all of a sudden this whole process makes sense. And all the dots are connecting, and it makes it that much more enjoyable of a flight. So, yeah, highly recommend that for any controller who wants to come out and fly with us for sure.
Dig it. So this says right here, so altitude select mode, and then altitude to get ready to engage because it's going to stop at 4.
Correct, yeah. So what I did is I put it in VPAF mode, and I allowed it to descend down gradually to 4,000 feet, which we were cleared at 4,000 feet at JTOX. And so now we can descend down to 3,500 since now we're established on the approach.
Okay.
Add a little power here.
Gotta be honest, that was a pretty quick flight for the most part.
And when you're doing 150 knots, of course, it doesn't take that long.
Right.
Like I said, getting there was brutal, 73 knots on the ground speed.
Approach 1.5 over starting our descent.
1.5, thank you.
Can't even tell who this is. Almost sounds like Eric Haller, but I'm not sure. Some of these guys, you know, you see them every day, you don't even know who it is.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the air is just that smooth out here, or maybe we haven't really hit any of the rough air yet. But
once now that front passed through, usually it gets a little better. It's either always better or worse. It's never the same. So.
Sure. All right, bud, I think you ruined me, man. I think I need to go flying now.
Well, good. Yeah. Well, when you want to go again, you let me know.
All right,
we'll go do it. I'll be happy to be your instructor.
Oh, man. So glide path's engaged, right? Is that GP, right?
Yeah, so GP is your glide path, and I've got it armed, ready to capture whenever we hit it. And here in a second, we should get our frequency change approved, and we'll move over to CTAF. We'll start making our calls.
Sounds good.
And as soon as he comes on the horn, you can tell him we have field sight. We'll go ahead and cancel.
Whiskey advise canceling IFR this frequency in the air. Change to advisories approved.
At the airport site, we'll cancel IFR this time, Sky. 1 Hotel Whiskey.
Okay, 1 Hotel Whiskey, IFR cancellation received. Squawk VFR, there is no traffic observed between you and the airport. Have a good podcast with Ladybird.
Eric, we'll see you next time. 1 Hotel Whiskey over to CTAF. Squawk at 1200. 1 Hotel Whiskey.
That is fantastic. He was the one that told me, by the way.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah. All right, I already got you. We're already 1200.
Okay, cool,
Yep.
cool.
Yep. All right, so we'll go ahead and switch over here.
Okay.
All right, so we are, we're about 10 miles out from the northeast, inbound on the RNAV 23. And that's from either Paulding or Griffin, so it's way out.
Okay. Gainesville traffic, Sky 201 Hotel Whiskey. We're 10 miles from the northeast, inbound runway 23, the RNAV 23, Gainesville traffic.
Very good.
So 3,500 feet, and we're coming over, I guess maybe walk me through this, but we're coming over what fix now?
All right, so we are coming up to our final approach fix right now, which is at 3,000 feet. We're going to hold 3,500 because we're just going to capture the glide scope and then bring it on down from there.
Okay.
So right now our glide scope just became alive. So we're just waiting on that to capture. Once that captures in the middle, our glide path will then go green, and then that tells us that the approach system for the autopilot's been activated, and it's going to start bringing us down nice and gentle-like.
Okay.
So the good thing is if we were like stuck in the clouds here, well, it would bring us down nice and gently. We wouldn't have to worry about it, and we have minimums today, 1720, so 500 feet. So we can get down to 500 feet today.
Okay.
So now to kind of put things in perspective, I'd put these babies on. Have you ever worn these before?
No, never. Let's do it.
All right, so these are foggles. It's a view limiting device, and its goal is to restrict your view, okay?
Okay.
All right, so at this point, you're not supposed to be looking outside. You're not supposed to be looking at the panel.
Okay.
Okay? And so what you're focusing on is you're focusing on your needles. You want to make sure that this always shows a nice straight line. If the middle piece starts moving to the left or the right, that means you're moving off course, right?
Okay.
And then this gives us our vertical guidance. So this is telling us, are we high or are we low? So right now, if the ball is high, we want to go grab the ball. So we always go up to get the ball, down to get the ball, right? So now it's going ahead and captured. So we're going to start coming down.
Okay.
And as we start coming down, we're going to see our rate of descent increase. And we can come down today to 1,720 feet. And then at that point, once we hit 1,720, you're going to hear a call out called minimums.
Right, okay.
Once you hear the minimums call out, you can take off your glasses, and then you'll be able to kind of have that perspective of, I just came out of the clouds 500 feet off the ground. This is how close to the runway I am.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, I'm interested to see what that's like. Hey, usually my perspective is always just looking out the window, so.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
So you can see this little green circle right there. So that guy is an indication telling us where we are going.
Oh, okay.
All right. So and that's based off of the wind that's pushing us around, what our angle of attack is, all of that. And you can see it's keeping it pretty much lined up with the runway that you can see in that perspective view,
wow.
right? And that's what it's doing, is it's using these two instruments in order to keep this guy right where it needs to be.
Gainesville traffic, Sky 291 Whiskey, 5 miles, runway 23 straight in approach Gainesville.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and bring some flaps down. So we're under 110, which is our limit, our first notch of flaps. So down here. Immediately, the autopilot should grab that and make the adjustments, and so made some trim up adjustments for us automatically. We didn't have to intervene at all.
This will move automatically.
It moves automatically. Yep. And here in a moment, we're going to put 20 flaps in. Once we see this little white bar that's right here that appears, so as long as we're underneath, as long as we're within that white bar, we can go down to 20 flaps and full flaps if we choose.
Visual traffic correction, Dave. A177, 110 miles to the southwest.
Oh, this is so cool. Typically, what's the approach speed on this?
We'll usually come in about 70, 75, and then we'll slow down to 65 for short final.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gainesville traffic, Sky 291 Whiskey, 3.5 final, 23 Gainesville.
Crazy how the autopilot compensates with the pitch, reference the speed. And
yeah. And this autopilot really does a good job at it. The older airplanes that have the older style autopilots on there that don't have, the autopilot that has a flight director built into it, man, it's night and day the difference. This autopilot is just really, really, like, hands down one of the best ones as far as general aviation goes.
Wow.
All right, 20 flaps. You can see it's moving.
Oh, there it is. Yep, there's a trim wheel. Okay, cool.
Yep.
The altitude 2,900.
Another wind check.
Gilmer Memorial Airport, Gainesville, Georgia. Automated weather observation 1417 Zulu. Wind 260 at 15. Peak gusts 21.
That's why.
Visibility 10.
So we're losing so much airspace.
Yeah.
Condition.
Yeah. All right, so we'll make our approach about 70, 71 today.
We're kind of like protecting for that wind shear a little bit.
Yeah, well, you saw that, right? So we dropped down to 50 knots.
Right,
so that's what we're protecting for. So we're gonna keep it above, try to keep it around 70, 75. All right, we've got 1,900 feet. So this little mark right here, that's our minimums mark.
Yep.
We'll see that here momentarily. As soon as you see that, you can go ahead and pop off the foggles, and you can take a look and see how close we are.
Okay.
All right, 500 AGL. We're getting close. Go ahead, pull them off.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
We'll see the minimum call out here in just a second.
Minimums.
All right, visual, continue.
Okay, so that's that call that you'll make to continue.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, I'll take it from here. I see now I'm going to get judged on this landing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
As we have these crazy wind gusts today. McCullom was nice, man. It smoothed right out once we got low.
And my dad always says, as long as you have as many landings as you do takeoffs, it's always a good day.
Yeah, that's right.
Gainesville traffic, Archer 81771, on left 45, runway 23. Gainesville traffic.
Gainesville traffic, sky 291 Hotel Whiskey, short final 23, full stop, gates open.
Wow.
Comanche 90965, but we'll be in position to hold departing after 991 Hotel 7.
Okay.
Gainesville traffic, down to 225, Delta Alpha inbound Gainesville, left downwind 23 Gainesville.
Nice landing, bud.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you.
Smooth that right at the end.
We can make this pull off here.
Oh yeah.
Gainesville traffic, sky 291 Hotel Whiskey, we're clear to active Gainesville, back to taxi 11 and taxi stop.
This was fun.
That was great so far.
Yeah,
I'm having a blast so far.
Yeah.
It's great.
Gainesville traffic, Archer 620 Alpha is about 8.5 miles to the south, maneuvering at